we're so excited to be back after a little break with a brand new story to tell you all. So I think we'll just go around and introduce ourselves. I'll start. I'm Hannah, Louisiana. Holy moly, thank you for the gifted subs. You can find me everywhere on the internet, Louisiana. And I'm very excited to introduce you to Clara, who will be who I'm playing. But we'll hear a bit more about that later. Kat.
I am Cat or Cat Scratch. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all the things as Cat Scratch. I do a bunch of different stuff. I also dabble in the D&D and the TTRPG scene, and I'm very excited for you to get to meet Vanessa or Ness.
Yay! Laurie. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm not gonna hosting.
I never want to help her because she's just so
everyone.
cute.
Yes.
Laurie, tell us about yourself.
Yes. Hi. My name is Lori, and I stream on Twitch and also post reactions on YouTube. I'm twitch.tv/Lori, although I'm Legend of Lori like everywhere else. But and I really like the waifu, so I play mostly like, you know, anime type games like Genshin Impact. And I'm not excited for you to meet Annette because she's going to cause some chaos. It's going to be great.
Oh.
And I hope that people still like me afterwards.
That makes me very excited to see what happens. Harley.
Hi, I'm Holly. I play a lot of narrative-driven stuff on my stream, and we just finished an evil vegan divorcee run of Fable. So I feel like all the drama's like out of me. You know, I'm done. I just want to settle down and relax. Thank you for the gift, by the way, Dumbback. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to meet Theodosia. I think it'll be a great time. Context, however, I'm not at home, so I can't have a beautiful, gorgeous, dark wig. So just like imagine that. And also she's hot, so just imagine that too. They're hot. Imagine that too.
Anyway, we don't have to imagine. We see you.
Babe. I'm gonna be giving you all of my resolve tokens.
My goodness gracious. Ed, please take away.
I'm Ed, also known as Ed. I'm at Edward_Spence_ on Twitter. One of the strangest developments over the last year is I'm doing this much more, which is lovely, and I get to play with lots of wonderful people. And I'm so thankful to be back with Stories Told because you folks are the best. I love you so much. Yeah, I'm very nervous. This is a system that I am still getting to grips with, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yes, we are all new to this system, so please be kind. We will explain stuff as we are learning it, and you can learn it, and we can learn it together, and it will be a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Systems that we love. We do love doing these systems here at Stories Told, don't we, Hannah?
We do, Holly. We do.
Unique system. Honestly, PTBA is like, mwah, but I do love the unique systems like Wicked Lies and Alibis, where it's like, we just made up this stuff, do it. And I'm like, cool, okay. So yeah, a good society is definitely probably not like any other TTRPG that you might have watched before, but it's a very good time and very collaborative, so I'm excited.
Indeed. And before I hand over to Ed, wait, holy moly, what? Wait. We have that chaos bar thing up there. It's already over half full. I literally thought I had like put it in wrong because when did that happen? Thank you so. Holy moly, Adore Nature, thank you for the $50 and Mike, thank you for the $10. What the bumps? Yo, thank you. So yeah, when that gets filled, something chaotic will happen. I guess we'll see.
I mean,
thank you.
I don't know if we'll need help with that, but yeah, sure.
The thing is, like, with the Chaos Bar, we don't have that notification where if, on Nightbot, for example, it'll tell you, like, hey, so-and-so just donated this much, like, in the chat. So as player who only has the chat open, I never know when it's full. I'm just, like, living in fear.
Yeah, it's gonna be a time, but I think we'll hand over to Ed.
Do great.
To take it away.
As we've said, it's a system that's very new to us and probably is very new to most of you watching as well. So I'm going to try and clearly signpost each step of the game for my own sake, if nothing else. But sort of the main broad strokes to know. Unlike a lot of other TTRPG systems, it's structured very much like a novel. So Good Society is broken up into cycles of chapters with various phases throughout. Instead of dice, the players have two forms of currency. They have resolve tokens and they have monologue tokens. So monologue tokens can be used at any time within the game. They start with one, and they can be played at any time towards another player to find out their character's innermost thoughts and desires at that point. And resolve tokens, on the other hand, represent your character's impact on the story. So again, these can be played during any novel chapter, and essentially they can be used to affect the narrative. So for example, does Harley want to stop Kat from reaching the ball so they can propose to Kat's one true love? They can just play a resolve token and maybe Kat's carriage will break down on the way. Or maybe Laurie wants to appear in a scene with Hannah and her father to reveal herself as the true author of these scandalous letters that have come to light. Then all she needs to do is play a resolve token and she can burst into the scene. It's very nebulous and we will probably be finding it out along with you. But in addition to this, our four players will not just be playing their own characters, they will also be playing specific NPCs in one another's narratives as well, which in this game are called connections. And much like the player characters, the connections have their own resolve tokens, which can be used to affect the story and the narrative in a whole variety of very, very chaotic ways. And I can't wait. So I think
Speaking of chaos, that's done. So
brilliant.
Restart the bar, I guess. Oh,
Yeah, restart.
like we start the game and Ed's like, we begin in the English countryside, littered in flames, zombies roaming the hills.
Well, this is the thing. I'm so used to running like high fantasy stuff. My first thought was like dragons, I guess. Dragons, yeah. Cool.
I love the Austen book with dragons in it.
Yeah, Austen had that reoccurring theme of dragons, didn't she?
It
Yeah.
was like an Austen thing where there were zombies, like a retelling or something. I thought I saw that.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Lovely. I will. I've just had an idea for something, so I'll keep that on the back burner. But I think that's everything. So for now, sit back, pour yourself some tea, and try not to spill any as we delve into the first chapter of Good Opinions Once Lost in Chapter 1, Universally Acknowledged. It is said that, in good society at any rate, it is who you know that marks the measure of an individual. For in this world, reputation is everything, built up over years and dashed with little more than a word. Therefore, to keep one's place in it, one must be shrewd, constantly navigating the movements of society and those around them. But this is easier said than done, especially when it comes to family, money, and above all, matters of the heart. But our story begins in 1830. In the town of Habershire, in the county of Hertfordshire, but 3 days' travel from the city of London. And within the town, 4 individuals come there to achieve their own ends, however selfish or altruistic they may be. And, as is the nature of these stories, it will not be long before their paths and their goals become inexorably intertwined. For one of these individuals, her inheritance hangs in the balance, as she contends with erstwhile and irresponsible family members. Society is, by and large, not kind to independence and autonomy, but she seeks to change this, and she has a plan. But she is not alone in seeking her good fortune, for there is another in town whose mind has also turned to money, albeit in rather more desperate circumstances. And as they fight against the impending and frighteningly inevitable realities of the situation, something must be done, and soon. But there are also new arrivals in town, and with new arrivals comes gossip. Rumours of an individual living on the outskirts of Habershire, tending to the horses and the land. But what she wants in this small corner of the county is a mystery, though that has done nothing to stop rampant speculation. And also, new to town, come to Habershire with her father, staying near St Mary's Church, is a figure from near London. And already there are whispers that she has come looking for marriage. And so, of course, as they are wont to do, potential suitors have begun to line themselves up throughout town. For this is the season of proposals, of engagements, of marriages. And it is the summer. The sun shines down on prospective couples wandering the golden fields in the nearby woods. Rowboats are frequently seen along the River Haber that passes through the town, and the green rolling fields surrounding Habershire are host to hunting parties and long rides alike. And of course, in the homes and estates of the young and old, there are parties. And it is one of these that occupies the attention of all living in the town, the impending summer ball at Hembrook Hall. And as the town prepares for this event, hosted by Lord Frederick Fellows, a recent widower and one of the richest men in Habershire, moods are light and excitement is mounting. And for our four main characters, as they travel to Hembrook, they each find themselves faced with an uncertain future. Uncertainty in their fortunes, uncertainty in their standing, in their homes and family, in love. But one thing is very certain. The next 4 weeks will be very eventful indeed. For there are many people they will meet along the way. Some who are all too proud and more than a little prejudiced. Those who value sense, and others sensibility. And others who, with a little persuasion, can be encouraged out of the strict confines placed upon all who live in good society. But our story begins on a road outside Hembrook Estate, and as the gleaming pink sun sets over a nearby lake, on a small carriage riding towards its impressive gates. And within this vehicle sit 3 individuals: Mr. Jacob Jacobs, a curate at the local church of St. Mary's, along with 2 visitors who are lodging with him for the duration of their stay in Habershire. A father and a daughter. Hannah, would you like to introduce us to your character, their appearance, their personal pronouns, along with the 2 companions that they are traveling with?
I would love to. I am playing Clara Wickmore, who is probably dressed as well as she possibly can. She has blonde hair, which is like, probably she spent way too long on it, or her maid spent way too long on it, but it's like slightly falling out at little places from her just like having tried to pat it and like make sure it's all where it should be. She's in a pastel blue, very typical Austin era dress, and she goes by she, her. And my companions are Jacob Jacobs, the best name in the world, who is currently hosting and showing Clara and her father around town, her father being Edwin. Yes, I don't know if you want more.
No, it's absolutely fine. And Edwin is being played by Laurie, I believe.
Yeah.
So as you sit there in this small, beautifully appointed carriage, Mr. Jacob Jacobs looks out of the window at the slowly setting sun in the distance before turning back to the both of you. So, how are we both feeling?
Well, you know, a little excited, a little nervous, but hopeful.
Well, I should not be too worried, Miss Whitmore. As far as society goes, the balls at Hembrook are renowned, not just in Habershire, but throughout the county. As a curate of the parish, I have managed to procure an invitation 1 or 2 years. It did take me 2 years or so before that came into effect. But and how about yourself, Mr. Whitmore? I hope that you are enjoying your stay so far.
Oh, yes, I'm very much enjoying. As long as Clara, as long as she's happy and she's excited. Look at her. She looks beautiful.
Oh, Father. Thank you.
Well, I can pass no such comment on the matter, but the 2 of you together radiate. It is very much like the sun. And he points out the window in the direction of the slowly pink skies before sitting there, rubbing his hands a little awkwardly as the carriage continues to bounce. And as it does so, you hear the sound of another carriage passing you on the road. And from out of the vehicle window, you see it too. It is altogether more expensive than the one purchased by Mr. Jacob Jacobs, and drawn by 2 white horses. Its surface is rich gilded wood with curtained windows. But as it rumbles past you on the road, the curtain bounces over, ever so briefly, and you see an individual sat inside. Rather confusingly, Laurie, would you like to introduce your character, their appearance, and their personal pronouns?
Yes. I am, my character is Annette Rivers, and her pronouns are she, her. And she's like medium length, like mousy brown hair. Her hair is kind of like tousled, like you can clearly see that she didn't really try super hard. She made an attempt. And it's kind of worn half up, half down, kind of like how I'm doing here, but not, it's kind of messy. And she kind of has like freckles too, just kind of showing that she just kind of sits out in the sun a lot. And she's wearing kind of like a white dress, nothing like super fancy, but it's like she tried her best, basically.
And is Annette traveling alone, or does she have company?
I think she'd be traveling with Fraser, maybe.
Okay. So what does Fraser look like?
Fraser looks very similar to her, who Fraser is actually her brother, and he uses he, him pronouns. And they look very similar, actually. Like, he has the same hair. He kind of has like a little bit of curls going on. And he also has been out in the sun a lot. He's actually a little bit tanner than her. And he's taller than her, and they look, you could definitely tell that they're siblings. So
as the cart moves, Fraser just leans out of the window and bangs on the side and, "Just overtake them, thank you." And you watch as the cart just passes behind you, and you see a small glimpse of a blonde girl just out the window as you pass. And off in the distance, you can see Pembroke Hall in the distance. But Fraser turns towards you and, you needn't look quite so glum.
Well, I'm not. I'm just. I don't understand why did you knock on the window like that? Like, why do you act like?
I'm almost out of wine, and there will be more at Pembroke.
Oh. Great. Well, can you just try and, be on your best behavior, if possible?
Annette, I'm always on my best behavior. And with that, he just downs a glass, and then, having nowhere else to put it, just drops it out of the window as the cart continues on. But as you both continue on down the road, you see the large iron trellised fencing and gates that surround this huge, magnificent estate. You can barely see the edges of it. But as you move forward, and as both your carriages pass through ornate iron gates, you find yourselves ferried down a long road running through the estate. Orange lanterns flick by in the summer evening, sticking out of the ground on iron poles, and all about you, you see oak trees and vast swathes of impeccably maintained greenlawns. But as both carriages continue on, they begin to slow. For ahead of you, there are rows and rows of carriages, all stretching down the long road. And beyond it, you see it, Pembroke Hall. A magnificent sandstone building of pillars and steps with ginormous windows and a great many floors, and it cuts an impressive silhouette against the pink sky behind it, as carriages slowly pull up to the entrance, with those stepping out dressed in nothing less than the latest fashions. But as your carts come to a stop, and the doors are opened by footmen who stand on either side, you are hit with a wall of sound as you hear people talking and laughing and chattering amongst themselves. So, what are the two of you doing?
Who, sorry? Who? Sorry.
Either one of you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't really know where to begin.
Traditionally, though there are a great many entrances in Hembrook Hall, I have counted quite a few of them. I believe there are 20. But
20?
Yes, we do enter through the.
Well, okay, yes, okay.
Yes. And please mind your step as he's just stepping out of the carriage. And as he does so and allows you and your father down, Mr. Jacobs just turns to the carriage that has stopped just in front of you as you see another figure stepping down. Now, Miss Wigmore,
Yes.
that over there is Lady Annette Rivers from Ravenholt, a fine individual and, if I may say so, a good, friendly face to have, especially in society while making friends.
Oh, of course, thank you.
No, not a problem. I'm here to help, of course. Edwin, I will obviously keep you company throughout the entire evening, should you wish.
Oh yes, would very much appreciate that. As long as Clara is also comfortable. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable, Clara? Everything.
Yes, I'm quite comfortable. Yes, I'm quite comfortable.
Good. Well, shall we then?
Yes, let's.
Good. I shall lead the way, and with that, he
Lovely.
slowly moves ahead of you. And Annette, as you're stepping out of your carriage, and as Fraser follows, you see this same individual that you passed on the road, slowly being shepherded into this rather large throng of people that is moving into Hembrook. And as this happens, Fraser just looks up at the building. Smaller than I remember.
It's Fraser. It's huge. This is huge. What do you mean? Have you had too much to drink already?
Yes. And he walks forward ahead of you and into the crowd. What are you doing?
So Annette's just going to kind of, put her hands in the air and kind of shrug and then just start walking towards the doors and start walking into the building.
Okay.
Just without him.
So as the two of you in your respective areas slowly make your way through, and eventually the crowd slowly begins to thin through this ginormous entrance hall with portraits and chandeliers and marble staircases leading up. But ahead of you, you can hear a voice announcing people in Mr. Roger Plainview of London, Miss Eleanor Shrewsbury of Tunbridge Wells, and just ahead of you, the two of you hear a name that both of you are familiar with. The Viscountess Theodosia Courtney of Egerton. Harley, would you like to introduce your character, their appearance, and their personal pronouns?
So Theodosia is a 5'9", dark-haired individual. Their hair is often braided because they can't be bothered brushing the knots out, and that's definitely the case here. They're wearing a sort of a feminine sort of top with long sleeves and stuff, but then some fitted pants or trousers rather for English people among us. And slightly heeled shoes, and their pronouns are they, them. And as they sort of walk up the stairs, they go into, "It's Courtenay, my good man. This is the 5th time that I've told you."
Apologies, Viscountess.
Viscountess.
Yes.
Courtenay.
Courtenay. Yes.
Courtenay.
Courtenay, yes. The wine is just up the stairs.
I know where the wine is. Thank you.
Yes, of course you do, Viscountess Courtenay. And as you ascend the stairs, Theodosia, you look behind you and you see two familiar faces in the crowd. You see, in amongst the various guests and visitors, Miss Clara Wickmore, and you see Lady Annette Rivers.
I feel like I maybe haven't seen Clara that much. She's just sort of flitted amongst my vision and that kind of thing, and I just keep running into her. I don't know why. That's so strange. I don't know why I keep running into her. Almost like she's seeking me out or something really strange. But she's going to see Annette, and she's going to sort of look around and see if anybody else is standing around Annette that she knows or anything, and see if Annette's like alone or not. And is Annette like by herself, or is she with people?
Is that like a brother? Is that like a slightly drag?
I didn't mean it that way, bro. I meant the dad, bro. Not like that though. Like, wait, like, hold up, wait. I meant.
Oh yeah, she's kind of just like, you know, feeling very uncomfortable, just kind of like looking around with her arms crossed, and you know.
Theodore's just going to go to the wine area and pick up 2 glasses, and then sort of hold them in their hand very skillfully, and then pick up a third for Annette, and then start walking over.
Okay. So as you walk towards Annette, you see that this group are slowly introduced by the steward, who, as you approach once more with the wine, sort of very furtively looks away and just... but Annette, and just ahead of her, you see Clara move forward as well, but Annette eventually walks into the room with the announcement, Lady Annette Rivers of Ravenholt.
And Annette's just gonna kind of walk up very uncomfortably once again, not really wanting to be there.
cousin, beloved cousin. And Theodore just goes, sachets over to where Annette is.
Oh, Theo. Oh, thank goodness. Somebody is here that is exciting. How are you?
I'm so well. Finally, somebody's here who's exciting, and somebody who can smell all of the wines in advance for you.
Yes. Thank you.
They've not let either of these sit. Do you still want one?
Yes, I would love one. Especially having to deal with Fraser. I'm over it already today with him.
You do know you must deal with that gentleman almost every day of one's life. I shouldn't expect you to be drinking wine every time you have to deal with him.
I definitely could. I definitely could. But I'm trying to be better than him for sure.
Yes. And I'm gonna look at the 2 glasses of wine in my hand and be like, yes, he is a scoundrel, that one.
So at this point, I'm going to put into effect the Chaos Bar. As Clara, you step into the room, and as you do so, you bump into an individual, and looking around, you see an individual that you have not seen in a very, very long time. Your first suitor.
Oh my god!
Arthur Mathewson. What does Arthur Mathewson look like, Clara?
He is like Timothy goddamn Chalamet. He is like the very like tall, like slender, the kind of like, it's like ridiculously like messy but like perfectly coiffed hair at the same time. Oh, I've just realized, Laurie, that was not intentional, but yeah, yeah, it keeps happening. It's fine.
So you're just Amy and Laurie.
Yeah, no, okay, he doesn't look like Timothy he looks like Chris Evans. He's huge. He's hulking. He's a Dorito-shaped man, okay?
So as you look around at this Dorito-shaped man, and he looks at you with it, he turns around. I do apologize.
Oh.
Miss Wickmore, what are you doing in Havershire?
Well, you know, when a woman becomes of a certain age, she has to...
Yes, of course.
How have you been?
I'm good. I am... The countryside is very different to London, but I am, well, I'm growing accustomed to it.
Happily with...
Yes, Caroline, yes. We have a small estate just north of Havershire. It's very pleasant.
Well, I'm so happy
So
for you both.
Thank you. Are you still, Have you travelled here specially, or?
I don't know if you know a Jacob Jacobs.
The curate.
Yes, he's showing my father and I around.
Lovely. He's
An interesting fellow.
he's a character. Yes, I enjoy his sermons on a Sunday. It's good to see you, Miss Whitmore.
And you too.
I would like to spend my monologue token on Clara.
Sure thing.
Oh, okay. Well, currently, gosh, my goodness gracious me. So Arthur is, or was, my first suitor. We were destined to be married and to have a life together. Unfortunately, Arthur found Caroline, who had a much bigger dowry and would have placed him in a far better position socially than I would have given him an estate and money and wealth and all the good things that I could not offer him. So he abandoned Clara, and Clara currently is probably very much in a state of shock because she did have genuine feelings for this man, and she really did do the whole fantasizing about her future with him and the children and everything. She was very much an idealist when it came to him. So seeing him when she's currently meant to be embarking on something entirely new in her life is probably a very, very unpleasant feeling because she's trying to separate herself from that. So there you go.
Do you want to explain really quickly, Ed, what a monologue token is and why I just put Hannah through that?
Yeah, so basically, any player can play a monologue token to any other player and find out what their inner thoughts are, as ably demonstrated just now. But while this is happening, and while Annette and Theodosia are drinking their way through quite a substantial amount of the wine on display, and as Clara has this fairly unfortunate altercation, there is another individual who is entering through the hall. And as they slowly make their way forward through the now somewhat thinning crowds, they eventually come to the steward. Kat, would you like to introduce your character, their appearance, and personal pronouns, please?
Yeah, so I am Vanessa Grimm. Otherwise, I go by Ness normally for those who are close to me. Pronouns are she, her. I'm about 23 years of age. I have dark, curly, like wavy hair that's kind of tied backwards but flowing with some nice curls and a nice little shape around the face. She looks not as fancy as everyone else, is wearing a dress, but though it is nicely made, it does look like maybe it's aged a bit.
Okay. And have you come to the ball alone, or are you with company?
I have actually come with, I followed with my, the estate that I work on. I went with Anastasia, who I actually work for, but we're kind of friendly with each other, and so she kind of brought me along as she is friends with everyone or acquainted with everyone there, and just decided to bring me along with her to see who I could meet.
Lovely. So, as both you and Anastasia step forward, the steward turns and, upon seeing Lady Anastasia, immediately announces, "Lady Anastasia Bromley of Habershire," before turning to you. "And how would Madame like to be introduced?"
Vanessa Grimm? Yes, that's fine.
"Miss Vanessa Grimm." And at this, there is a soft murmur over the room. And the other three of you, while you have never met Vanessa, There have been rumors of an individual staying with Lady Anastasia Brumley on her estate. No one really knows why, but this individual has now come into Hembrook Hall and is mingling amongst all of you. But Anastasia and Vanessa, you walk into the room.
Are you excited?
I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh, don't be.
I don't know if they'll like me.
Oh my, how could they not like you? You're wonderful.
Well,
And if they don't like you, then they're all stuck up and boring.
well, that may be true, but do you know anyone here particularly that I should meet, or where do I start?
Well, gosh, that's a difficult question. They're all lovely in their own way, I'm sure. I would know Theodosia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Theodosia.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, that over there, that's Theodosia. You know the name Theodosia.
I've heard it, yeah.
Yes. Gosh, and there's alcohol near Theodosia. That's fun. Well, we can just meet everybody.
We can we can go closer to the wine and then see what happens.
And say hello to
like your
everyone.
Exactly.
I'm sure that's what you were going to say.
Yeah. Just say hello to everyone.
Exactly. Come on, Ness, let's go mingle.
Yeah. Follow along.
Lady Grim, I see you approaching as though I am a guard dog in front of the wine. I do apologize. I have my mother's snout. It's just here if you'd like. The ones on the right have been left to air longer than the rest.
Oh, well, we love aired wine. It tastes so much different, of course.
Who doesn't drink aired wine?
Indeed. And I'll grab one for myself and one for my friend. Theodosia, it's been too long, of course, but may I introduce you to Vanessa? I completely
Lovely to meet you.
Vanessa, it's lovely to meet you as well. Are you Anastasia's
I work on her estate.
Oh
Yes. No, not that. She loved her life with her husband. I'm just here to help her out while she needs help.
Oh, how kind of you. How darling. Well, yes, I'm Theodosia, Theodosia Courtney. If you're a fan of parties, I throw many of those. Would you like to be added to my little mental list for those?
Oh,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, yes. Sure, of course.
Yes, okay. And this is my cousin, well, long family friend, but we call each other cousins. This is Annette Rivers.
Hello. I feel like I know you from. Have we met?
You look familiar, but I couldn't place a name to you. It's nice to finally fully meet you.
Well, Annette, darling, didn't that painter put those portraits around of you that he'd done? You know, that painter, he was obsessed with you, that little, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, when we were teenagers, there was this one painter, and he was smitten with Annette. It was ridiculous, like a puppy. And I think he did maybe 3 cameos of her, and perhaps you've seen those around, maybe, and you know.
Maybe you are beautiful. So it makes sense that there would be plenty of paintings of you.
I'm lying. That's a complete joke. There's no painter that was obsessed with it.
You are such a hoot, Theodosia. My goodness, just
I know.
picking on the poor new friends in our midst.
Well, I'm just seeing if they're any good at detecting lies, you know, that sort of thing, because this ball is full of people who will tell you that you look good and that your shirt is tucked into your trousers when it's simply not. And then also probably other horrible things in society, Vanessa. I wouldn't worry myself about if I was you. But, you know, just keep an eye out for what I just did, but far worse.
Vanessa's eyes are just kind of like growing, like, oh my gosh.
I hope you're going to enjoy. I hope you enjoy this evening, Vanessa. I promise you it will probably not improve from this point.
This is the peak, my dear.
Yes, Theodosia.
Well, I can't wait to see what else might happen. She kind of
While, while this is happening, a short distance away, as Clara, you and Arthur still stand in the midst of everyone, there is a voice from behind him. Arthur, are you coming to dance? And this woman moves forward. She's fairly small, very pale skin, rosy cheeks and blonde hair, and a fairly sort of baby blue dress as she walks forward. And who's this, darling? An old acquaintance of mine from near London, Miss Clara Wickmore.
It's lovely to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you. Are you here with
My father and Jacob Jacobs.
Oh, Mr. Jacob Jacobs? Yes, he officiated our well. Are you coming to dance? Yes. It was good to see you again, Miss Wickmore.
Yes, Mr. Matthews.
Right, and with that, the two of them walk off into the crowd, leaving you somewhat alone.
I think I would just like look around and then possibly seeing Annette would be like, I was told that was a good person to make friends with, so maybe I'll head over there. But just kind of like do it awkwardly. Like I'm not gonna just like barge into the conversation, but I'm just gonna linger.
So this young and fairly nervous looking girl slowly approaches the wine table where you have all congregated.
It's exhausting, all of the poems these days. They're all epics about heroes, and who would want to read that? What? I don't want a man to serenade me and read to me the exploits of another man. Why can't they write about, I don't know, petunias or something?
I agree. It's just it's absolutely ridiculous. We hear the same thing over and over again, and frankly, I'm just tired of hearing about it as well.
Exhausting. You,
It would be great to have new ideas.
Clara. Clara?
Yes. Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
What would a man have to tell you at length in order to swoon woo you?
What would a man have to say to me? Well,
Poetic fashion, darling.
well, he could compliment the shade of my dress and how it complements my eyes, and maybe that my cheeks are like I don't think I'm very good at this.
Roses, darling.
Roses.
Bloom upon the fine garden of your face.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
I would like to play a resolve token.
Oh.
Harley, I would like to play a resolve token, and it involves someone knowing about your current financial situation. Is that okay?
Yes. Well, I mean, I guess it's not like my current. I guess it's like the state. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, go for it.
So, as you're standing there, the steward from earlier, somewhat sheepishly, slowly approaches and, Viscountess Courtenay,
Yes.
Lord Frederick Fellows, wishes you to join him in the drawing room.
Oh.
That's so lovely. Oh,
Just
Very lovely, darling. Yes.
Viscountess.
oh no, I wasn't Oh, I'm so sorry. I just...
No, that's all right. She was just simply paying me a compliment. I know you yourself, my dear Stuart, may not be familiar with those, but I myself have heard them quite often.
Theo,
All right.
Yes.
another glass of wine while you go. I know this is probably going to be something. Do you need some more wine?
Yes, I do. I do need some more wine. Could you, Vanessa, darling, you pick the wine. I will make a judgment off of you based off this alone. Pick a wine from
Okay.
the table for me. Sorry, Anna.
Well, it did seem that you liked the more air in your wine. Air wine. Here. Here
She
you
can
go.
barely taste it right now, Vanessa.
Yeah, thanks.
I can see one right there that's much more full than this one, and you didn't pick that. So this
I
had
wouldn't
better
want it
be
to
a
go
good-
over the brim. and spill on your dress.
Crafty.
That's why I always wear black. All right, well, I'll leave you all to whatever discussions you probably have without me, and I will go. Stuart, ahead, shall we?
Yes. And as the steward leads Viscountess Theodosia away, is there anything that the three of you wish to discuss?
Ness kind of turns to both Clara and Annette and goes, does she always drink this much, or?
This is her normal state.
Okay.
I've known her all of my life. Our family have been friends forever, and I do love her, but she is the way she is. So.
Okay, but this is normal, so she'll probably be okay, right?
Well, I don't think we can judge them. We don't know what. I mean, maybe they just haven't had a big enough lunch today or something.
Oh,
I hear that can affect things.
Maybe we should go find some foods or something to help her once she's out with the steward, once she's done.
Well, honestly, they're used to this. Their body is completely used to this. So,
Do you know Theodosia well?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, I do. Our family been friends since we were children, so we are pretty much family.
Oh, that's lovely. I forgive my manners. I'm Clara Wickmore. It's lovely to meet you both.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you as well. I'm Annette Rivers, Lady Annette Rivers.
Oh,
And I'm Vanessa Grimm, but you can call me Ness.
Ness it is. It's lovely to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Um,
So, who was that lady you were talking to earlier?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't
Are
really.
you close?
No. We are newly acquainted, and I know her husband better.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like,
So
okay.
how do you know her husband better? What? How's
We were close once when we were younger.
Oh, childhood friends.
Oh,
Yes.
Just like
okay.
yourself and Theodosia.
Not. Something similar.
Like your brother.
Oh.
Is there something going on?
No. Oh my. No.
Oh, okay.
He's married, so no. That would be terrible.
Oh, yes, terrible.
No, it really would be.
I agree. It would be terrible.
You keep saying.
Seem like someone who would do that.
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
We're okay. Yeah.
Doesn't. You seem so lovely.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Very kind.
that's very, very lovely of you both to say. Thank you. Do you know Jacob Jacobs?
Well, this is Theodosia, you are led away from the party and the general hubbub as you are let into a very well-appointed wood-panelled room with many, many books, and there's a harpsichord off to one side. And over by the corner, putting himself to a fairly large decanter of wine, there's a fairly tall, thin, pale man. He has pale lined skin and short white hair, descending into sideburns on either side, and he's wearing a purple tailcoat and a cream waistcoat. And as he turns around, Lord Frederick Fellows just, thank you, Martin. Not often we have the honour of receiving a Viscountess into the estate, let alone a member of the Courtenay family. I trust you had a good journey.
I did, yes. My father rarely attends parties, and that's about all the Courtenays that this town can fit in it, so I'm sorry you don't see more of us.
That is a shame. How is the Earl of Egerton these days?
He's well. He's immovable, one would say. You know, when was the last time that you saw him?
Oh, shortly after my, after my wife passed away. We came down for the funeral. I believe that was the last time we saw one another.
Well, then he's doing just as well as he was then, except without a hors d'oeuvre in his hand.
And what of you? One hears many tales of the exploits of Viscountess Theodosia Courtenay.
I've tried hiring bards to attend the parties to write them more accurately, but instead it seems word of mouth is more powerful than a lute. Is that what they have? Lutes?
Well, tonight you'll have to make do with the string quartet, I'm afraid.
Oh, how will I manage? It is lovely, though.
Would you care for some wine?
Nope. I have specialty chosen wine here.
Very well. Look, I cannot pretend that I've asked you in here solely to exchange pleasantries. I have a favor to ask of you. I believe you are well acquainted with the Rivers family.
Yes, of course. They're like family.
So you know the eldest son, Lord Fraser Rivers?
Yes, once again, they're like family. How close are you with your family?
Alas, I have none.
Well, apologies. I know Fraser. I know him well enough. Makes fun of me. That's how well he knows me.
Well, without stepping out of line, he's a buffoon. He's irresponsible with money, with wine, and I'm told with love. But he is in line for substantial inheritance, and should that come to pass, I fear that it would place Habershire in a particularly precarious position.
I mean, you know you are speaking to somebody who's foolish with wine and most things, who also is the heir to their estate.
Yes, but the difference is, with all due respect, he will have access to a great deal more money than you will. And also, from what little I know of you, you are likely to be far less selfish. Look, despite their estate in Ravenholt, the Rivers family have always had a strong presence in Habershire, and someone has clearly got wind of his impending fortune. For I hear he's been approached by a company looking to erect warehouses nearby to construct something called a steam locomotive. They had some success in Oystermouth and more recently in Middleton last year with the mines. But should such a thing happen, I fear it would mean irreversible change for this idyllic town.
Indeed. How shall we manage if the poor can also transport themselves in a comfortable fashion?
Well, I wonder if perhaps you might sound out Lady Annette Rivers and find out if there is any truth to these rumors, and perhaps to discourage her brother from doing business with Avery and Avery.
So you would rather that he come into an inheritance with no business prospects of his own, simply to just sit on the money?
Look, I have not long left for this world, Viscountess. I should hate for my legacy to be in simply standing by while the town that I had so much hand in building, and my wife too, should fall into disrepair and industry.
Is your issue with the locomotive, sir, that it would destroy the nature of the town?
We've always been a rural town. I would hate to see that go.
What if there was a way for it to be built in a way more respectful to the environment or something? I don't pretend to know much about locomotives, but it could be a line of inquiry.
Well, In either case, I would much rather that line not be drawn, my Lord Fraser.
So you would like me to influence Annette to influence Fraser?
And in return, I could use my own influence to perhaps soften your reputation about the county.
Ah, my reputation. What is my reputation, sir?
Within these walls, you are held in the highest of esteem, if only for your father.
My reputation is exactly as I left it then. Good to know. I will speak to Annette about the locomotive, and I will make my own decision in regards to it, for that is my reputation, good sir. It is that I do whatever I please.
Can I
They're gonna like pop the door with their butt.
can I play a monologue token on Theodosia, please?
Can, yeah, sure.
So if you're new, monologue tokens, you can put them on other players and they have to tell you what their character's inner thoughts are and what's going on.
I can tell that this man is a businessman rather than a man of literature, for can he not see irony when it is so plain in front of him? Oh, we cannot allow Fraser to make decisions about what to do with the locomotive. He simply drinks too much. He's simply foolish with love. He's simply foolish with his family, the man says to a person foolish with wine, foolish with their family, and barely given the opportunity to be foolish with love, but certainly would do so if given the chance. I wonder if it's because they see the long hair and they just assume, they just think, oh, these two tittering women folk, perhaps they can have the ear of the lovely Fraser and influence him, for he's so mindless and influenced by women. I could approach Fraser myself. I could tell. I have absolutely no trust whatsoever that a man this clueless could it help me with my reputation that I'm very aware of, my reputation that I have written, and so I shall edit, and so I shall publish, and so I shall let it get away from me as I have this metaphor. I will not do it. I will not do it, and I will not pretend that I will do it. He has no respect from me, and he offers me little. And they're exiting the room with their butt. Just backwards.
So,
hanging out.
Is there anything that anyone wants to do before we close the curtain on this particular chapter of our story?
I think I'm good, personally.
Good.
Okay.
Or maybe,
Okay.
are there any specific gameplay things we can do? Maybe we...
This is a free-for-all.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I just meant like maybe resolve tokens or whatever. I don't know.
When do our resolve tokens refresh?
So at the end of the cycle, so we still have another novel chapter to come before the end of the cycle.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I would leave it then.
Okay. In which case, we now move on to the next phase of the game, which is the reputation phase. So, going in order, each of us assess our character behavior against your family background. So I believe you all have your family backgrounds to hand, and they should all have reputation criteria attached to them, both positive and negative. So any behavior that you have exhibited during this particular novel chapter, or since the last reputation round, you have a look at your reputation criteria, and if you feel that you have behaved positively or negatively in relation to your family background, you create a reputation tag for yourself. We'll get on to what that means in a moment. But if we go in order of how I can see you, so Hannah, do you think you have behaved either negatively or positively towards your family background?
I think I've been pretty positive.
Okay. So if you could sum that up in a word, what would that be?
Like, so those three that we have, right? The gain a positive tag if you...
Yeah. Do you want me to... Shall I say what my positive tag or are?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then on our, for those of you at home, we have a lovely shared Google Drive sheet. But you can add that to the sheet so it's in view of everyone. Because once you have added this to your character, this is how society at large views you.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So I would say because of the whole, so one of my tags is sacrificed or denied your own desires to please someone of a high rank, or acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so. And I would say not revealing myself in any way or giving anything away to Caroline
I thought that was
about demand that I liked is me being a good, positive being.
Okay.
But that in a word,
You get to just like grab the positive tag that you want from there.
Yeah.
Oh.
From the list.
Oh, I thought I had to. Okay.
Tough, innocent, or open.
Obedient? Oh no, well maybe tough actually.
So society at large will view you as tough.
Yeah, it's like tough.
Obedient fits like.
I think I'm happy with obedient.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Kat, in regards to your own family background, is there anything you feel you behaved in a certain way, positively or negatively?
I don't think I necessarily did a strong way in either one necessarily.
I don't think so
She was
either.
just
I
kind
think
of
it's pretty neutral.
feeling out the new area. Yeah, I think I was pretty neutral
Yeah.
this time around.
Yeah, sure thing. Harley.
I'm not sure. I do have gain a negative tag if you acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't agree to let him like scrub my reputation clean, which wouldn't be good for my like family name, I guess. Would that count?
Yeah, I'd say that would count.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get to pick from, great, I get a negative tag. Puggies. I get vain, vengeful, incompetent, or mean-spirited.
They're all such Gucci words. You can just.
I love this. I think I put mean-spirited down because I can imagine people seeing them that way, like in public, I guess.
Okay.
Because they're not mean-spirited; they're just drunk and they can't speak properly. So I'm gonna say I'll take mean-spirited.
Mean-spirited.
With my negative tags.
And Laurie, any way in which you behave positively or negatively towards your family background, do you think?
I think that I maybe acted positively in the beginning when Annette questioned Frasier. I mean, maybe. I'm not really sure if that counted.
Yeah, no, I'd say so.
Okay. So then I just pick a positive tag?
Yes, yeah.
What does austere mean? I don't know what that means.
Austere means like not extravagant. So you're like, if you're a
Fairly
nicer individual,
serious.
yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with that one because I feel like that fits her pretty well, and
Okay.
people would probably
Okay.
like that. So
Tight ass, but in
So-
Regency language.
Yeah.
like that, she kind of gives off those vibes. So.
I like that for her.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. So these words are how society at large views you going forward. Now the fun round. Create rumors and scandal. So we're going to go around one at a time. We're going to go in a row, and then we're going to go back down the row. Each of you will have an opportunity to either create a rumor or spread someone else's rumor. If you create a rumor, it is little more than idle gossip in drawing rooms and at dinner parties. But if you spread a rumor, society at large believes it to be true. So I will make a note of all of these. So let's go in the other direction. So Laurie, would you like to create a rumor for us, please?
I
Yeah.
have a quick question. I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
Are
no,
we
of course.
creating these rumors just as me, Holly, what I think would be funny, or am I trying to create a rumor like as Theodosia, you know?
So I think free reign. If you want to do something about your own character, 100% go for it. But if you
It's
would like
okay if
to,
I make a rumor where it's like, say if Theo really likes somebody and thinks that they're great, but I, Harley, want to see them fail.
yes.
Can I make a rumor that's like mean about them? And I'm like, it's just me, Harley wants that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming for you, Clara. No, I'm kidding. No.
Lovely. So, Laurie, are there any rumors that you would like to create?
Yes. I think based off of the interactions that Annette had with Clara and the way that she was, not being very clear, she's going that there are affairs being had with what's his face and Clara.
Oh no!
Married.
Oh my god!
It's been
Amazing.
You've blown it.
All I want is to be married, and the first thing you've done is destroy my dream.
So, the first rumor, Miss Clara Whitmore is having an affair with Mr. Arthur Matthewson.
I'm so sorry.
Mr. Jacob Jacobs is gonna be so mad.
I'm so
Get
sorry. I
out.
should have never asked any questions. I shouldn't have brought them into this.
Holly, is there any rumor that you would like to create, or now one is on the table, one that you would like to spread?
Okay. Do I get 2 goes of this?
So
We
we'll
up
go
and down the
up and
thing,
down.
you said.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to start a rumor that Anastasia has a thing for Vanessa.
That was gonna be what I was gonna do.
Spread it though. You can.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Fine.
Lovely. So
I love how I'm doing that as I play Anastasia. It's fine. Not biased.
Boy,
manifest.
I sure hope no one thinks that. Oh my goodness, person.
Oh, oops. Oh, no.
So the
Me
second
sowing.
rumor.
Hell yeah, this is awesome. Me reaping. Oh god.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
So, Lady Anastasia Bromley is particularly interested in the new arrival to her estate.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's my own.
Okay, Kat.
Oh, see, I really want to spread the affair one. I think I want to spread it. It seems really funky fresh, you know?
Yeah, it does seem really funky fresh. That's true. Like the opposite of my future marriage proposal.
That interaction where we're like, what did you say?
Oh, so it's
Don't
like
worry, it's just-
So that is now spread, and from the next novel chapter onwards, it will be considered fact by all in Habersham.
Oh my god!
Hannah,
chaos bar. Oh no.
are there any rumors that you would like to spread? Did you say the Chaos Bar has been reached again, or?
Oh no, I meant like as in it got
Oh.
reached earlier and now. Now we're
Okay.
doing
This is chat's full. I think I would like to start the rumor. Well, I don't know what would be known about Theodosia, but just that like Theodosia is like completely like drunk to the point of like social incompetence, like a mess.
Okay.
I think people know that about the hedonist already because it says on my thing that they're known to be prone to reckless behavior. So, do you want to up that a bit? Do you want to like up that a bit? Maybe
I was gonna
like
say,
an
what if
event?
you make
You start drinking at 8 a.m. and
There you go.
yeah, it's like
Theodosia is
it's
drunk
bad.
All day, like all day.
I don't think you get hangovers because it's just constant.
Okay. It's just like
It would be weird to see you sober.
Yeah. What do you call
Yeah.
a car just like go like the rain's on the road and it just like skids out and explodes?
Hydroplaning all the way down,
Yeah, I'm just hydroplaning through society.
So the third rumor, Viscountess Theodosia Courtenay starts every day with a bottle of wine over breakfast.
Yeah,
So-
whole bottle. Yeah, whole bottle. Lovely, perfect.
So we now go back. So starting with yourself, Hannah, is there any other rumor that you would like to either create or spread?
I want to spread the Anastasia one.
Okay.
So that's fact now.
I have made this fact about my own NPC.
She's like, if one can't find love, the other will.
Yeah, exactly. You've destroyed Clara. Anastasia Anastasia's gotta have something.
Cat.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. I want there to be a rumor that Jacob Jacobs is actually gay,
Okay.
and so is just kind of like with Clara so that he doesn't get in trouble
Oh wait, sorry.
as to
I
follow
thought that wait,
the family
isn't-
stuff.
Is Clara and Edwin? Is Clara and Jacob meant to be a thing or not?
No.
I thought
Jacob
she
was just a
arrived
family
with him.
friend.
Well, he is like showing me around society.
they have,
He's
like, a-
he's
yeah.
part of the religious like clergy. I forget exactly what a curate is defined as.
So in the day, it was essentially like the person who would look after the church, essentially.
Okay.
Oh,
So he's
okay,
not a
okay,
romantic
okay, okay.
option for
Oh,
Clara
I
at all,
misunderstood that then.
It's not the option that the other guy's gay.
I don't. Oh, just completely kill you, all of you.
Wait.
I'll be like,
Wait, Arthur.
and your lover will be.
I feel somewhat picked upon.
I
Or
don't
Caroline,
want to pick on you.
something.
Yeah,
you could stick with the Jacob thing, but switch it up a
It won't
bit.
affect necessarily.
Yeah, no, you just go straight for the heart. Just
I think
Yeah,
either
yeah.
Caroline or Arthur are secretly gay and just with the other
I
person
want
as, like, a
Caroline
beard.
too. I want
Okay.
Caroline to.
thank you. That's given me hope.
There you go.
get
Hopefully she
with
doesn't crush on
Caroline?
you or anything.
Yeah.
Oh my god! An actual love triangle where it goes back and forth every single way. Oh my goodness.
So the fourth rumor, Mrs. Caroline Matthewson's eyes are being turned by other women about town. And Harley, any rumors that you would like to create or spread?
I'm thoroughly enjoying the fact that we don't need to create a spread rumor, but we choose to. We can't not. We can't not. I would like to start the rumor. Oh, dang it. I'm trying to think. I really want to start another one. I'm crazy. I'm out of control.
Do it! Cause chaos!
Okay. I would like to start the rumor that Vanessa is like royalty from wherever she's from.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one.
So
I was
the
trying to think
fifth
one for
rumor-
Annette, but I was like, I love Annette. I want to think that happened to Annette. I'll leave Annette alone.
I mean, they can
For
be
this
positive
round.
as well.
Oh, yeah, they could. Oh, my God.
Absolutely not. No.
I love how you're all just like straight for the heart.
Drama. Let's go.
And finally, Laurie, would you like to create or spread any rumors?
I want to create a rumor that Frasier killed somebody.
Oh, okay. What a bad boy. Throwing wine out of windows and killing people.
Or like
Oh.
order. Like which one? Like on purpose? Like murder.
On purpose? It's like a family secret?
No,
Apparently not. There's a rumor going around.
Annette, this is wanting to destroy him. Well, actually, maybe it is Annette too. So, but yeah.
I love how it's like, ooh,
Hey,
Vanessa.
we wanted a murder, y'all.
Yeah, we did. Oh,
Wanted a murder.
Gay and Vanessa's royalty, and ooh, there's an affair. And Frasier killed a man. Went to his house and stabbed him.
we did say, for those of you who don't know, in session 0, we did say we would like a splash of murder in this campaign. So,
Murder, and here we are.
wait, can I just quickly? So, a rumor is something that we know, and a spread rumor is like we consider it fact. Or
Yes. But in addition to this, if a rumor is spread, it has a resolve token attached to it. Now, with this, any player has access to that resolve token, and basically what that means is you can use that rumor in the narrative to propel the story forward. So, for example, if say Annette Rivers wanted to use the rumor that Clara Wickmore is having an affair with Mr. Arthur Matthewson, you can utilize that to kind of whatever you want to, but you can use it within the game and you can use it to affect the narrative.
Can we only do it once though? Because it's one token. Okay.
Once that is done, the rumor is erased and the token is off the table. So that is the other use of rumors. So yeah.
The Clara having an affair is just a fact. In one scene. I'm so sorry, babes.
I am the sweetest, innocentest bean. I've probably never even kissed a man.
So much better.
Yeah, God.
So, before we take our break, it is time to move into the final, or the halfway stage of this phase, which is the epistolary phase. So, each of you can write up to 2 letters from either one of the characters you play, or one of the connections that you play to another character or another connection. If you would like to be written to by another character or connection, you can spend a resolve token to do so. I hope that makes sense. So, if we do what we did for the rumors and we just go forward and then we go backwards. So, Laurie, is there anyone that Annette Rivers wants to write to?
I think she wants to write to Clara and just kind of, basically send her a very formal letter of, it's very nice to meet you and, hope that we can be closer friends. Just a very formal, nice to meet you type of thing.
Lovely.
To be in her good favor, hopefully.
Okay. Lovely. So that letter is sent from Annette to Clara. Holly, is Theodosia wanting to write to anyone?
Can I write as a connection that I am? Like if I play somebody's NPC?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to write to Vanessa from Marion.
Here she comes. Marion's out.
Okay, I would wait, let me look at the rumor thing really quickly. Okay, there we go. All right, so as Marion, so Marion is Anastasia's neighbor. I'm gonna write to Vanessa and I'm going to say, Anastasia's dearest Vanessa, thank you so much for noticing the beauty of our town and county. I do appreciate your presence here. I would ask if you could be so kind as to ensure that the lawn upon your side of the street or road or whatever does not reach higher than 3 inches. You will find provided in the estate a measuring tape so that you are able to measure the grass. Should it go over the grass length that we have on our estate, it will look simply reprehensible. My family has many trophies from the Lawn Estate Membership Committee, and I would hate to lose them. I hope that you can understand my commitment to my family, as you seem quite committed to your employer. I look forward to meeting you in person. I do not know when, as I cannot imagine we will be attending many of the same parties. However, if you would like to wave at me, I believe that the living room window is adjacent to the study. Thank you and good day. And then Marion, which is like written like a gajillion loops.
It's the most loopy name.
Yeah, Marion is like the last, like the text is super tiny, and then like Marion is the like bottom side of the letter. It's like.
So, Vanessa, you receive this.
I'm so sorry.
Letter.
Beautiful signature, though.
Is there anyone that Vanessa wishes to write to? Perhaps in retaliation, but who am I to say?
The war.
I think it is. I mean, I guess this is a chance to make a little bit more drama, but I think Vanessa is going to write a letter to Annette and say, I'd love to have a chat. I think I remember where I've seen you from. And just end it with that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
My dreams.
My dream.
I kissed the letter and I said,
just spray some
like your
perfume over it.
Yeah.
I rub it in the flowers.
How tall are the flowers?
Hannah, do Clara or any of the connections that you played want to write any letters?
I think Clara would like to write a letter to Arthur.
Okay.
The benevolence.
So,
God.
okay, yeah. I think it would basically be like, it would be very apologetic in a way. It would be like, dear, Arthur, and then it's like scratched out, and then Mr. Matthewson, and it's like, I apologize for any confusion or if I upset your wonderful wife at all. I probably should have checked if you would have been there. I don't know how I would have checked, but I apologize from the bottom of my heart. If you need me to not attend anything, then right, we can organize social gatherings around one another, because I would not want to cause you any discomfort. Best, Clara.
I would like to spend a resolve token. Can I do that here?
Yes, you can.
Can that letter somehow get delivered to Annette instead?
Oh my god!
She's the meddler, so I just thought it would be fun.
That would be really great.
Yeah.
I can't have anything, not one thing.
If Hannah would like,
Yeah, that's
happen,
fine.
or with condition.
Make it worse. Make it worse, Ed.
So this appears
Oh
one
my god.
morning within the rest of
Anna's
your.
gonna kill me. She's gonna spend a resolve token for Theodore to get.
Clara's gonna have a villain arc, that's for sure.
Isn't there
But-
an origin story?
Annette, you receive this letter and pore over its contents. And is there a second letter that anyone would like to write? Is there anything that anyone is wanting to do before we take a break?
I'm gonna write another letter.
Okay.
And I'm basically, it's just gonna be, it's gonna start off with, my dearest cousin, I wanted to inform you, since you were not around at this time, that I do believe your friend Clara Wickmore is having an affair. And I received a letter in the mail that was very surprising, that just kind of solidifies that there is something with her and I forget his name.
Arthur. It's fine.
I love the idea that Annette is misspelling his name constantly. She's
Archie, Arthur, Arnold.
Arnold.
All of them.
And I just wanted to let you know, because you weren't there, and I thought maybe you would like to know that about your friend. And then going to sign it, your favorite cousin, and off it goes.
All right. So,
Ness will also write a letter,
okay.
but you can deliver it to. Yeah, Ness is gonna write a letter to Clara as well.
No,
And she's
Clara.
gonna say, "It was so nice to meet you. We all go through hard times, though. If you ever need an ear to listen to help you through," and then there's like kind of a weird space, "whatever it is you might be going through, know that I am a willing ear."
Affair
And
hard.
just
Okay.
sign.
Yeah, it's so difficult to be in an affair, especially when you're not in one.
She signs her name and then presses like a flower into it and just like sends it off.
And Clara and Theodosia, are either of you wanting to write any other letters at all?
I would, Theodosia would write a very short letter to Fraser returning his copy of Vindication of the Rights of Women by Mary Wollstonecraft. Theo and Annette to have invited Clara over to be like, so we've heard there's some stuff going on.
Okay.
And then also,
Yeah, I was gonna say I would probably visit Annette anyway.
yeah. And I feel like, I mean, at some point as well, we should all visit Vanessa's estate if she wants to invite us over. And Marion can be there. What?
Lovely.
But I don't know. Those are mine.
I was gonna stay at my estate as well and see if I could visit Annette's father.
Okay, sure. So, Annette, visit father. So I'm just making a note, because otherwise I will forget in this heat. Okay, so, and then Theodosia, Annette, and Clara. And Vanessa, is there anything that you would like to do?
I guess can I do like a separate scene where like I invite everyone over?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
So, lovely. Okay, so if we take this in order. So, Theodosia, Annette, and Clara. Ooh, let's have a chapter title first, because I've got a load of Jane Austen quotes and I need to use them for something. So, the chapter title for this one is going to be In the Middle Before I Knew That I Had Begun. So, where are the three of you meeting?
I imagine it's one of those things where me and Annette have been in like her place, like in the living room for a little bit, and then we invite Clara in.
Yeah, like I was gonna come around anyway, and but I didn't know that Theodosia was gonna be there or something. That's how I imagine it.
So, would you like to describe the place that you're currently meeting? How is it? How is it appointed? What is its design? All that sort of stuff.
So the area that we're in is kind of like I'm trying to think of Pride and Prejudice, the what's his face's like area basically. It just looks very grand, and you know, she's her family has a lot of money, so it looks very fancy, and it looks like they have a lot of money. It's and yeah, that's basically the best description I could give, because I'm bad at describing things.
So, Clara, as you approach this large and very, very well presented estate, there are lawns and there are trees, and you can see ponds here and there. You can see statues stretching down the length of the expansive gardens outside, and there is this sort of almost Roman design to the main house itself. There are these giant pillars in between these arching glass wall windows, and these sloping roofs as well. It is the largest place that you have ever been. It is huge, and it seems to dominate the natural landscape around it. But as you approach, and you are met by the various staff members, and you are taken through to a very, very large drawing room, you see not only Lady Annette, but also Viscountess Theodosia.
And I think I would like kind of like stumble over my hello and then like kind of do like a little curtsy to both of them.
Oh, welcome, Clara. It's so great to see you. She's like sipping a glass of wine. Welcome to my home. It's so great to see you again.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, I mean, how are you and your father? How are you and your father?
Oh, we're doing quite well, thank you. The town is just so lovely and pleasant. And everyone's been so welcoming. I really appreciated the letter that I received from you.
Oh yeah, an author? How is he?
Arthur, I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
How do you take your tea, Clara?
Just with 2 sugars is fine.
No milk?
Just a splash.
Oh, no worries. And Theodore's just kind of like lounging on like an independent chaise lounge with like one of those like jackets that they have in Regency period, where it's like a long sleeve thing and the bottom bit's like the dress. It's like a black jacket thing, and their hair's done up in a little black thing, and they're just like without like sitting up, like they're lying back and just pouring the tea and stuff, and then they just like hold it out to you, so you kind of have to like come over to get it.
Oh, thank you. Should I sit? I'll sit.
Anywhere to sit, you're welcome to.
There's plenty of seats.
An excess of lounges.
Yes, I'll probably sit near Annette. As in, like, well, I assume, well, if we don't all have one to ourselves, I would share with Annette. If we're all doing one to ourselves, I'll get my own.
Oh, fine, sit near that, whatever, it's fine.
Okay, oh, I've already messed up good now.
So, how was your travel to my estate?
Rather, your estate is beautiful. Even just the I assume it wouldn't be called a driveway in this era, but the
Drive? I think
the drive.
the drive, maybe?
Yeah, they don't drive.
Yeah, the
Rideway.
the rideway. Even the rideway was you had beautiful animal, the swans and the ducks, and it was just beautiful, the stunning nature. And then
I caught those swans myself. It was a gift to
You-
the family.
you got gifted the swans.
No, I caught
You
them
caught
myself, and I gifted them to the Rivers family.
How do you catch a swan? I thought they just kind of flocked where
You're
water
quite right.
was.
I'm completely lying, my love.
Oh. That's
You have to get used to these things.
lying.
Being lied to.
Oh,
Hopefully, don't get used to falling for it.
how can you tell?
How long have you been here?
Oh, well, only a few days, really.
You can't tell then. You'll get better.
Oh, okay. Well, what if I lied to you, would you know?
I suppose I wouldn't. I don't know you well enough. You could be lying this whole time.
I
What would you have to
could.
lie about, Clara?
Well, nothing, of course. It was hypothetical.
Oh, of course. Hypothetically, how is Arthur?
Well, hypothetically, I'm sure he's fine. But as I already answered Annette, I don't know how he's doing. What is the interest in Arthur?
Very meaningfully.
I'm sorry. Is Arthur well known in your circle?
We know of him. I was wondering too. Are you good friends with his wife?
No, I met her the same night I met you.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were friends with her.
Well, I'm sure if she would like to be friends, that would be fine.
Why would she not want to be friends with you? You seem lovely. Such a bitch. I'm sorry.
Well, I wasn't in. Arthur and I were once betrothed, but not anymore, obviously. So,
But you are together.
no.
Oh.
It,
Are you doing
Really?
that lying thing?
Why would I lie? No. What? No.
he's a very handsome man, and I would understand if whatever's going on. You can tell us. We would never.
What on earth would be going on?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Everyone believes that you were having an affair with Arthur.
Well, I'm not. I am not having an affair with Arthur. Arthur would not want to have an affair with me, and that's just why do people believe why?
It's a very boring town. No offense in it.
I mean, but I've only been here a few days, and I was aiming to walk away with a husband or.
You are. I mean, you're not. You just looked like very flustered about him. So.
Well, yes, because we were once betrothed, and it was the first time we'd seen each other. And A long time.
Oh, okay, in a long time.
Annette, I am not having an affair with him. I promise. I'm not that kind of person.
All right,
Okay.
all right. Well, we were just here. We wanted to help. If you were having an affair,
How would you even help?
well, we could help you have an affair better because it seemed that everyone knew about it. But
So you're perfectly fine with breaking the sanctity of marriage.
If it's not exciting anymore, I mean,
Annette, darling, I was going to say something about love being more holy than some words written on paper, but you're fun. You are fun,
that's
you know.
good too. That's good too.
Yes. But
Have either of you been married?
no,
No,
And how old are you?
23.
I'm 25.
Right, okay. And it's my first proper season as someone younger than yourselves. And you already don't even believe in marriage.
I believe in love.
I believe in men just leaving me alone. They're. Haven't you seen some of these men? I mean, you got your heart broken, and most of them are worthless anyway. Just,
Well, what about women?
I mean, what about them? We're wonderful.
True. See, Annette doesn't need to be married. She already has an unbearable man around her till death do they part.
Yes.
You do?
Have you heard of my brother?
I'm not sure I have. Maybe?
You
I'm
don't-
sorry. I don't.
No, you don't. You don't want.
Why?
Annette, but less handsome.
He's the worst.
Oh, wow.
Clara,
Yes.
I have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
So I myself am quite well known, not exactly as well known as Annette, but quite well known. And I have done foolish things and I have made horrible mistakes, unlike yourself, who, by your claim, are not having.
I have not.
I know, so by your claim, you're not having an affair. But I am quite well versed with this sort of thing. And my suggestion would be to remember that everyone believes that you're having an affair right now. So rather than continuing to be the flustered, lovely, delicate flower that you are, I would recommend doing something completely antithetical to the idea of having an affair with that man. Perhaps be seen with another man. Perhaps publicly refuse him in some fashion. Just something, because
Well, if I'm seen with another man, wouldn't I just be seen even worse?
Oh no! Why would you be seen as worse?
Because then not only am I with one man, but I'm with two.
it's two. No, I see. Yeah, memory of sparrows, though, this village. I do truly, honestly, if they saw you with another man, they would just find something else to titter about to do with that relationship and completely forget that you were in one prior.
Does his wife know about these rumors? Do you know?
I don't.
Hopefully not.
Oh gosh.
Perhaps you'd be overjoyed to hear about it, though, right, Annette?
No. What do you mean? No. You
Can
please. I know.
Involved token.
You absolutely can, yeah.
Can I make it so dear wifey Pooh was maybe listening near a window as she walked by and heard some of the conversation?
Yeah, I'll say Caroline Matthewson deciding to pay a visit to Lady Annette Rivers has come up the right way and sort of coming up to the rather large manor house and let in from the hallway just hears a couple of whispers and thinks nothing of it to begin with until she hears the name Arthur. Now, Caroline has heard a few rumors, both for her husband, but also no, not herself yet. But
She's heard she's gay. Oh no.
she stands there for a moment, listening, and she listens a bit more, and then she decides to leave, heading on out. This information tucked away in the back of her head.
Sick, dude. Sick. Absolutely divine, darling.
So while this conversation is happening, I would like to use a resolve token for Vanessa on the other side of Habershire. There is a knock on the door. Just a knock.
Okay, I go to the door and I do they have little peeky holes?
Can.
They do now. Go.
Can I
Anastasia
peek out
just,
and
like,
try to
knocked
see?
it.
Yeah, peeking out. You see a horse sort of tethered off a little further, sort of where the lawn meets Marion's lawn. But just in front of the door, you see a fairly well-dressed gentleman, very tall, looking very, very similar to Lady Annette Rivers. It is her brother, Fraser.
I open the door and I say, "Hello, can I help you?"
I believe you can. You are the newcomer to Habershire, am I correct?
Yes, I'm new here. And you are?
I'm Lord Fraser Rivers, at your service.
It's very nice to meet you. Are you looking for Anastasia?
No, actually, I was wanting to get to know you a little more.
Her face kind of does like tout a moment and well, feel free to come in. I'll get some tea ready.
That would be lovely. If you have anything stronger, that would also be nice.
Noted.
So,
You slightly related to Theo, not necessarily though, huh? Childhood similarities.
Perhaps we don't see eye to eye on everything, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
So, Miss Grimm, where do you hail from?
Just a small town a bit away.
A small town a bit away. Where is the small town and how a bit away?
It's north of here. It's not very well known, so you probably wouldn't know of it. It's a few days' ride.
And what brings you to our little corner of the county, then?
Do you ever just feel like you need to get away and maybe explore a little bit more of the world? This is a huge world that we are in, and I just wanted to go and see new faces, and I felt like I could help out here.
I'm all about seeing new faces.
Are you from around here?
My estate is a short ride away. I'm not often there, though. I'm usually out and about, traveling, much like yourself, by the sounds of it.
Oh, so you've seen a few different faces everywhere you've gone.
I think it's safe to say so, yes.
Oh. And your sister, more of your sister, has she traveled with you?
Not as often. She's not quite as fun as I am, but she's lovely, I suppose, in her own delightful way.
She seemed very kind.
I suppose she is. Well, I just wanted to make your acquaintance and,
Yes, and maybe this for the road. And she pours a little darker liquid and hands it to him as he picks up his stuff to head out. Do be careful, though. It's a little bit early for when I would normally drink that.
and he just hands it back to you. A pleasure to meet you, Miss Grimm.
It was lovely to meet you as well. Be safe on your way back.
And he nods as he moves away and towards his horse. Lady Annette, you were wanting to talk with your father, was it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you arrive at the estate of your father, a rather more austere and somewhat greying building. It is very, very old. It is old as your family, and it has stood for many, many generations. But what is it that you wish to speak to your father about?
I want to talk to him about Frasier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as he so often is, he is in his study. Now, what does your father look like?
For some reason, I'm picturing him like Robert Baratheon from like Game of Thrones.
Okay, yeah.
But like not as chaotic as Robert Baratheon. So like,
Sure.
yeah. So kind of like that, just like a older man.
Mhm. So you approach his study, and as you knock tentatively on the door, you just hear, "Come in."
She like walks through the door with kind of like, you know, her arms crossed a little bit, and hello, Father.
Annette, how was your trip to Habershire?
It was fine. Frasier, once again, was not acting in the way that he should have acted for somebody who is going to be inheriting everything.
Well, he's his own man.
Father, aren't you worried about how he's going to present himself to everyone with the amount of money he will eventually have? I don't think he appreciates it.
He is a lively man, and I do appreciate that. I was the same when I was younger. But men mature, like fine wine. We mature and we grow. It is the nature of all things, and so it is with Frasier as well.
He's nearing his 30s, though, and he's still the exact same as he was when he was 6 years old. He's doing nothing of the sort for him to earn the inheritance. I don't understand why you trust him.
So what would you have me do then?
Well, as you see, I am somebody who I don't want to go through life with somebody like him carrying our family name, disrespecting our family name. And I feel like I would be the best one to inherit everything over him.
He pauses for a moment, just looking at his desk and running his hand across the leather on its surface. Now let me be quite clear. If you believe that for a moment I'm going to leave the fortunes of this family to a daughter rather than a son, you are mistaken. I love you dearly, Annette. But the river's line will not be broken.
She sort of feels like she's defeated and that there's no point, and so she just kind of nods and turns around and storms out of the room.
The study door closes behind you, echoing out through the vast, vast halls of your childhood home. And finally, Vanessa has invited the three of you round to her small abode on the estate of Lady Anastasia. What does your place look like, Vanessa?
I would say I let Anastasia know that I was having people come over, and so she has a very grand home. The gardens are immaculate. There's greenery everywhere, pops of color, of all sorts of flowers, just blooming and beautiful, birds chirping, a few little ladybugs and such flying around. And inside, things have little golden adornments. It's very tidy. However, somewhat empty. There are a few other people that work on the estate, but for the most part, it's kind of just Anastasia and Ness that are around there. However, there is kind of a nice little decorated seating area for everyone to sit down, and Ness has made little snacks and teas, an assortment, and even set out a few bottles of wine to choose from. I would say that these snacks and biscuits and such don't look as homemade as like some earthy person as Ness. You would think it would look a little bit more homely. However, they do look pristine and a little bit more fanciful than everyone would expect.
So this is the spread that the three of you see before you as you are shown about the place and you are shown where you will be taking tea for the afternoon.
Feel free to take a seat, make yourself as comfortable as possible. I just thought it would be lovely to have you all over. Since I'm newer here, I don't know. I thought we would all become fast friends.
Oh, thank you. That's really very kind of you.
Thank you so much for inviting us. This is a beautiful area. Where did you say you were from again?
Just a small town. It's up north. Not a lot of people have heard of it. It's very small.
What's the name of it?
It's Taladay?
I've not heard of that place. You're right.
Very small.
I think they have a lot of money, right? Like, there's like a very rich family there, right?
No, it's kind of smaller. There might be one family or so that has a bit of money, but not like all of your wealth.
Are you related to
not
them?
nearly as extra? No. I was on a small farmer.
Oh,
In a small
Perhaps you
farmer's
have a
house,
library in your estate somewhere where Annette may sate her appetite for the economic situation of the North.
In
That's a
this,
joke. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Leave the girl.
we do have a library if you would like it, but we can always get there later. For you particularly, would you like any of these wines?
No.
When you say we, do you and Anastasia share the? Are you both?
She normally is doing a lot of her art stuff, and I just really like taking care of the place. So I've taken care of all of the gardens and the horses, and
you look after each other. That's lovely.
yeah, it's the least I could do. She let me come in to her home and have a place to live.
so you have a close relationship with her.
I mean, as anyone living in the same home would, I assume.
Oh,
I don't hate her at all. She's very, very kind, and she's welcomed me in with open arms.
How did you meet?
Well, as I was traveling, I kind of was coming past your town and saw that things were a little bit less than pristine around here, and I just decided to check and see what had happened. And I heard her husband had recently passed away, and so I offered my services, and the rest is history.
So you were simply a traveler then, looking for a new town to settle down in?
Yeah, I knew there was a lot of the world, and I just wanted to explore and see what else there was. Coming from such a small town,
How
you might
romantic.
as well see the rest. Why, thank you. So, how about all of you? Any hot goss I should know about in the town?
What's the tea,
I guess they
sister?
probably don't see that. Is there anyone I should watch out for in the town?
have you heard of Arthur?
Oh,
That's You're not brother.
No.
You're friend.
Yes. Well, old
I am
friend.
sorry if I insulted you. I didn't mean to suggest he was your brother.
No.
He's smitten with his
sorry.
wife, I hear. Absolutely. Cannot take his eyes off of her.
Oh yes, very much so. But very close, or at least used to be close with Clara.
Oh.
No. We were once. I did not think I'd have to go over this quite so many times in the 3 days I've been here, but we were once betrothed, and then we weren't, and then now he is married. No, I'm quite all right, and I'm fine, and there is nothing more to it than that. And
I think it's
He's
rather
a scoundrel.
reductive.
Who would leave you?
well, he would, because it was.
I think it's quite reductive. We are pestering this girl. We are simply defining her by a man that left her behind in the past. If we would like to indulge ourselves in the idols of gossip, why not discuss her prospects instead?
It's true. And
My-
you two being the most well-rounded around here, who do you think that she would do
Well-rounded.
best
I
with?
haven't had quite that much wine yet, my dear
No,
Vanessa.
just you know the most around here. Personally, not that you've been with them, but you know of them. I would assume.
You would assume, indeed. Well, Clara, I will always keep my eye out for you.
Well, are there
Gentlemen, what would you like?
in a gentleman?
Yes, in a gentleman or in a woman, if that's your preference.
Well, I would like somebody who will look after me and my family, and obviously is kind and handsome, and we have shared interests.
Like?
Well, going on nice walks, and someone who wants to raise a family, that would be lovely. Yes, things like that.
Speaking of walks, I did have one man come walk right over to my house. Have you met Fraser?
Oh, I was told to.
That's my brother. What was he doing here?
How did he get your
just
address?
came to meet. I'm unsure. He came to my home and he just said he wanted to meet the new person in town, and I thought he would have told you.
We don't really talk like that. But don't trust him. He is not as gentlemanly as he appears to be.
Jolly good fun, though.
Good to know. He did take down a drink very quickly. It was actually kind of impressive.
He would do that. Was he at least? Was he nice to you? What else?
He
did
was very kind. He just wanted to get to know me. I would say he probably asked me less questions than you did, the group of you, but there are more of you here, so more questions. It makes sense.
These two are quite
kind.
fond of questions, I feel.
They like to ask the question. Oh, well, I guess I'll just always be ready.
We like to.
If you'd like to ask us questions, it's
Yes.
fine.
Do you. No.
Do I?
Oh. Have your eyes on anybody?
Do I have your eyes on anybody?
No, your. Do you
You're
have.
going to need to finish your sentences, darling, if any of them are going to end in a proposal.
She does have a point. They do have a point.
Well, have you ever been proposed to?
No.
Do you want to be proposed to?
I suppose unless you are the one intending to propose to me, that's not something you would need to know.
Do you fancy anyone?
I don't believe so, no.
You don't believe so? You're unsure?
No, I find it difficult to imagine wanting anybody who hasn't expressed a want of me first.
Well, what if there's someone and they just I mean, take no offense, you are a very intimidating and bold person, and maybe they're scared.
Perhaps, but imagine walking throughout I mean, this may be hard for some of you to imagine, but imagine you're at an art gallery and you're intending to purchase a piece of art, and every piece of art on the wall is quite beautiful in its, in its own way, but none of it really stands out. It's just a sea of marvelous creations. I just simply wouldn't know what to pick unless there was an attendant to take me by the hand and advise me.
So is it that you have too many interests catching your eye, or that there's just not the right one catching your eye?
I think the latter. I have difficulty. I think the latter. Annette, do you have your eyes on anyone that you would like to share with the group?
No. I feel like I have expressed this before, but thanks to my brother and my father, I have absolutely no interest in men.
What's wrong with your brother? He seemed quite fine when he came over and visited.
That's what he appears to be. He's irresponsible. He is reckless, and he doesn't care about our family name.
Is it the family, or is it the money, or is it the responsibility? Do you think maybe he's overwhelmed with the pressure of it all?
No, I think that he's just spoiled.
And I was half as charming as me.
You are way better than him.
Thank you. We have but one trait of difference, and the trait in which we differ is that I do care about your family name, for it is attached to you, my dear Annette. Gap. He killed the dude. I don't know. That's what puts me and Fraser apart. I've never killed anybody.
Wait, that one's not still out. That
No,
one
no,
wasn't
that's a
spread
Brandon
right? That was
Tittering
just
fakey rumor. That isn't like a fact.
I was like, has this been a fact yet? Or...
Can we still talk about that, or is that are people like, or no?
I think we can talk about
The
it.
rumor's good.
People know about it. People know it's a rumor, I think, is the thing, though. Like, people know it's just like random tittering.
Okay. Don't trust him. I heard from a Marion that he killed a man.
He killed a man in a duel?
I don't know the exact details. You'll have to ask Marion.
Why would I not ask Fraser?
I don't think she likes me much.
Does she like
Marion?
Yes. Does she care for you? Do you know what's up with her? Does she like any of? She seems to always be compatible. Oh, okay. So it's not just me.
Marion doesn't like a soul, I don't think. I can imagine you could give her the cutest kitten in all the world, the fluffiest fur, the brightest eyes, and she would simply ask you how much rent you'll be able to pay upon the estate.
Oh. Well, then that makes sense as to why she is upset. If you can't be given a smile from a kitten, you're, dare I say it, the devil.
Oh. Is she...
Clara, are you fond of kittens?
I like kittens, yes.
Would you like a kitten one day, perhaps?
I
Give her a kitten.
I wouldn't say no to a kitten, or a puppy, or a rabbit, or any number of animals.
Maybe that's all that you need. Maybe that's what you need is a dog. Maybe you don't need Arthur. You can forget about Arthur. You just need a dog.
What sort of dog would you like?
Well, I quite like the like brown and Well, I would quite like to be married, actually. Not.
Brownin, sorry, you're doing it again, dear. You're not finishing your sentences. The brown.
It's I just my mind it just travels away sometimes. I quite like the like a German Shepherd or a Belgian Malinois or something similar.
Good. You know, I have a resolve token right here, and I do. Down the way, that German Shepherd just had a litter, didn't they? Vanessa, how do you summon your servants over?
I'll just go get the puppy. You sit here. I'll go get them.
Okay. I have no resolve tokens left. I'm spending them like. You all have all of yours. What are you doing? You summon puppies in this game. All are wasted.
One of mine.
Wait, can I spend a result? Wait, I want to spend a result token as well.
Okay.
Wait, I want to bring Caroline's coming around for tea. She's on her way.
All right, so
Expecting only she just wants to come around to meet Anastasia, but crazy. That didn't work out. Oopsie.
So, after some time ruminating on all that she heard at the Rivers estate, Caroline has been thinking of a potential ear for her problems, and she has known that Anastasia has from time to time been very, very open to visitors. And so, as the three of you sit there, and Vanessa heads off in search of the litter of German Shepherd puppies further into town, the three of you left alone around this white, sort of ornate metal table, you see just over the horizon, white curled hair just bobbing up and down as this blonde individual slowly starts to come towards the house.
Oh God, that's not Marion, is it?
I hope not.
No, I don't smell peonies drenched in alcohol. It mustn't be her.
As she approaches, you see that it is indeed Miss Caroline Matthewson, as she just walks forward. Oh, Miss Wigmore?
Mrs. Matthewson, do you know Theodosia and Annette, or?
I believe I have seen the both of you from across a room. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Is the lady of the house in at all?
Anastasia, I'm not, well, Ness just popped.
Anastasia!
Yes! Hello!
Are you in the house?
Somewhere. I'm very busy at the minute.
Oh, unfortunate. She's very sorry, Caroline. She's very busy.
No matter. I shall come back another day. Might I have a word, Miss Wickham?
Yeah, and I kind of like look around to Theodosia and Annette as if to be like, please help me. Yeah, yeah. Oh yes, I would love to. Fuck you both, you mean you.
I couldn't think of anything. I was thinking. I'm sorry.
No, that would be lovely.
Theodore's just gonna creep behind them, very unseen.
They're unseen or very uncomfortable.
I have no resolve tokens left. There's nothing I can do. Do I roll a T20? What am I doing?
It's quite obvious that you are creepy. And so Caroline Matthewson just continues to lead Clara away until, unfortunately for yourself, Theodosia, she is out
I
of
see resolve
earshot.
tokens being out.
But as she draws you away further on, across the immaculately maintained lawn, Caroline turns to you, Clara. I understand that there are certain rumours about town.
Yes, I've heard that they are. Yeah. They're not true.
I did not think so. But in view of these stories, Arthur came clean to me that the two of you were once betrothed.
You didn't...
No, I did not know. But in light of that fact, I should like it if you and he keep a wide berth from one another.
Of course we would, yes. Yes, I sent him a letter, I don't know if he received it, saying, not just saying that any events that he wanted to attend, I could not, if that's what he wanted.
My darling Clara. And she reaches forward and just holds your hands. Perhaps it would be best if you and I perhaps leave him out of this, and we can make those arrangements ourselves.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
After all, us ladies must stick together, must we not?
Yes, of course, yes. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cause you any sort of stress or anything over the last...
Not at all.
There could be something that you could help me with, and it would benefit us both, maybe.
What might that be?
Well, if we wanted to put any rumors to bed, that was a terrible... If we wanted to start with the rumors, then we could, if you could find me someone, a date or something, another man, and then I would be seen with him in terms of a romantic light or something, and then everyone would forget about the Mr. Matthewson.
I'm sure that I can think of a few potential suitors for you. It must be said that whenever a young individual comes into town and whispers of marriage are spread about, ears do perk up somewhat. I will ask around.
Thank you.
Can I spend a resolve token?
Yes,
oh my
absolutely.
god.
Can I come back with like two puppies in my arms that are kind of wiggling around, and as I'm coming and I see them, I like try to get closer but like accidentally bump Clara into
Into Caroline.
yeah.
Cat!
Resolve tokening.
Oh, my hands. That's so awkwardly placed.
Miss
I
Wickmore,
wasn't expecting you to drop like that.
Miss Wickmore,
I am so
might you
sorry.
remove yourself from me?
Yes, of course. I am so
Thank
sorry.
you.
I
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know which puppy you would prefer.
both are fine. I don't need.
You already got a good hold of some puppies, don't worry.
Can I use a resolve token for a
Yes.
to, like have been like following and then see just like as she gets there, see the whole, that.
that. Yeah.
You see, that's, yeah.
I'm the only one. Am I in the corner like drinking?
You got distracted.
Would you like me to take one of the dogs? Or
Yeah,
yes,
would you like one?
yes. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean.
Please don't mention it at all.
It was lovely to meet you, Mrs. Matthewson.
Yes, you as well, Miss Wickmore. And with that, she just heads off down the lawn and off onto the nearby road, walking off into the distance.
That went terribly.
Are you okay?
No, I have never.
What were you chatting about?
Oh, her husband.
Oh,
Yes.
how's he?
Well, that's a good question. He is, well, they know the rumors of me and him, and,
No,
and
it's not true though.
no, it's not. It's not true. And now Caroline is going to help me find a suitor potentially. So that's confusing and very strange.
Kind of her. It's very. I mean, it's better than her being mad at you.
Yes, luckily she didn't really believe the rumors, so.
And you have a puppy now.
And I do have a puppy now. Hello, puppy. Oh. I guess if I don't come away with a man, then you're very cute, actually.
You could name him Arthur.
I would not like to name him Arthur.
I mean, if you know someone has, it's a good name.
No, it's a lovely name, but I don't think I should name my new dog after. No, don't act excited about the name, please. No. Oh.
Not bad.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Archie. Do you like Archie? Yeah. Okay. Archie. It is. Is it? Oh my. This has been a horrible day. I mean, delightful. I'm so sorry, Ness.
It's okay. I'm surprised that she came here. I didn't know. Did she seek you out?
I think she was seeking out Anastasia, actually.
Oh. Well, she should just be in the house.
She said she was busy with something?
An artist's mind, you can never take a break.
Oh, of course, yes.
Well, let's go back inside and meet up with everyone
and you've got an
finish
extra
our tea date.
Yes, and you've got an extra puppy.
We have an extra puppy.
So one of them.
Need an extra puppy.
Of course.
So,
Or
are there
it's
any,
different.
as you head on back, are there any conversations that the four of you wish to have before this? Yes.
I would slightly. So I would like it if when Clara is like back in the room, Theodosia kind of like pulls her down like closer to her on the chaise lounge, so you can like smell. There's like not a ton of wine on Theo's breath, but like it's there. And Theo's gonna just whisper in Clara's ear, "Perhaps some good can come of this with you." And she's gonna press like a scrumpled up bit of paper into Clara's hand, which if you were to unveil it, you would find like the names of like any dude that's been to one of Theo's parties, like notes on like handsome, gropey, avoid, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
That's magic.
Okay. What a sweet bean.
Mean-spirited.
Sorry, I'm angry, very scary, terrified.
So, as this crumpled up piece of paper is pressed into your hand, and as more tea and, it has to be said, more wine is passed around this garden party, with two very, very excitable puppies now sitting on your lap or running around the garden as is their wont, we close this particular chapter and we move once more into the reputation phase. So, as before, if we go in the opposite direction, Laurie, do you believe that in accordance to your family background, you behaved either positively or negatively either way?
I don't know. I actually don't think that I behaved positively this time around. I think I was kind of negative.
Okay.
So,
Which one particularly do you think that you hit?
for the negative tag?
Yeah, like which of the three, like acted on desire, acted in contravention, allowed others lesser rank?
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to find the sheet now. I lost it in all
okay.
the Let me see. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So for the negative one, I'm going to say that I acted in contravention of society's conventions because of the whole talk about not wanting to marry and
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna go with, I can't remember if I already have proud for my.
You don't have proud.
I don't. Okay,
Not
so I'm
yet.
gonna go with proud just because of the
Proud
way
would
that it
work.
sounded. Yeah, during that whole spiel.
Okay. Harley.
I think I'm not sure because it's maybe positive or maybe negative. I literally can't tell because I've got acted in service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires, and that's positive, or acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality. And I'm conflicted because I'm like, it's Theo's desire to marry somebody who's like nice, but it's also Theo's duty to marry somebody who is nice. So
I mean,
you
if
can't
you want,
compromise both.
yeah. I mean, you can choose positive and negative. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So
I
you
get
can,
both tags on either.
if you would like to, yes.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'll take both then, I think.
Okay.
I think I would take giving, I guess, and vain. I think
So-
vain or incompetent. Which one do you guys think I should take? It's like people think of them this way. Maybe incompetent?
Maybe incompetent, but then again, like the last part, you were like really nice to Clara. So
Yeah. The incompetent kind of goes with the rumor as well, though. I don't know.
It does. I think I'll go
yeah.
with incompetent. People think of them as incompetent, which means I've hit the third.
Yes.
So I get to trigger.
Oh.
So basically, once you reach 3 positive tags or 3 negative tags, you get to trigger a reputation condition that is connected with either a positive or a negative trait. So you have triggered a negative reputation condition. So you have a choice between broke, so your debts or poor behavior leave you unable to access the source of your money, or fracture, someone close to you is appalled by your behavior and refuses to talk to you.
I am tempted to say fracture, and it's that Theo would maybe tell their father about, because I have to like play a scene, I think, and I'm thinking maybe Theo tells their father about being offered the chance of like, I'll clear your name if you do this thing for me, and because clearing Theo's name would be very good for like the family, their dad gets like super annoyed when they said no to it.
Okay, so how does this happen?
I'm imagining it happens when Theo sort of indulges towards the end of like being at Vanessa's place. Theo indulged in wine, even though they didn't really intend to. And then when they get home, they're kind of just like, finally, they're like in their own space, in their room, like drinking wine and reading and like just like very not defenses up at all. And then maybe the dad comes in and inquires about things he's heard or something.
Okay, so as you were sitting there, your father, what does your father look like, by the way?
He's like sort of portly, but not super portly, just like in a natural way of like, it's a man that's like getting on in age and it's just like putting on some comfortable weight and that kind of thing. And he's like a tiny bit balding, but mostly the hair that he has is pretty like rich and it's silvery. And he's got a very stern expression. And he always wears his, what was it? Let me double check really quickly. So I'm just double check what he is from. Yeah, he just sort of has like a little like white cravat and a black jacket and a blue vest, like he always wears all the time, always.
So he comes into the room and just sees you there. Another productive day, Theodosia.
Indeed. What did you do?
I am getting things in order around the estate. You know how it is. New staff, showing them where to go.
Why are we
What to do.
hiring new staff? The ones we have are perfectly acceptable. We don't need more. We can't get more.
People move on to better prospects, don't they?
Lucky them.
So I heard from Lord Fellows that he reached out to you for help, and you declined.
He didn't reach out to me for help. He reached out to me for some vendetta he's got against Fraser because Fraser's what, young?
Theodosia, I will not be Earl forever. And frankly, the thought of offering up that title to you scares me a little bit. Because you were not ready
Well, it's not offering. It just happens. It was never conditional.
It has been 5 years since your mother left us, and I'd rather hoped that you would have stepped up to fulfill her responsibilities rather than gallivanting around the country on your hedonistic exercises in excess, and I cannot.
Oh, so one woman loses her life and then this one must take on also having no life? What, because she died when I was 18, that means immediately I must become the lady of the house and just forsake any years ahead of me that I might have had?
It means that you must take on some responsibility, yes. I am tired, Theodosia. I'm tired.
I don't know what responsibility someone in my position has other than speak to people, make them like me, get wed. And unfortunately, I haven't managed to succeed at getting anybody to like me, it seems, or getting wed. And I'm trying, and perhaps I just can't. Perhaps you didn't raise somebody who could.
Well, perhaps then the fault is mine. But I can do nothing more.
So would you have me throw the Rivers family to the wolves so that one person's reputation can be cleared? One person's reputation of things that they did do, things that you watched me do, things you did not reprimand me for throughout my life. I must throw our cousins to the wolves for that.
At least one of them. I'm going
yes,
to
the one
bet.
most like me.
I did not say that.
You'd be a fool if you didn't think it, Father.
I am traveling to London tomorrow. I will not see you for some time. Do try to behave yourself while I am gone.
What would you have me do? Give me one desire of yours, Father, and I shall see it fulfilled.
Grow up. And with that, he steps away from the door and walks away. Kat, in the last chapter, do you feel that you behaved negatively or positively regarding your family background?
I would say that I actually kind of maybe acted a bit negatively with kind of shunning and not knowing where I'm from and kind of pushing that off. So that would be very rude to my family and where I'm from to just not admit or not say anything.
Yeah, you were like, oh, no one really knows it. Like it's really
no one
tiny.
knows it, and just like not like really giving us space or like talking about it like many people would be able to talk about their family and share it, and I kind of just like hid it away, which is kind of disrespectful. So I think that maybe that would give me obviously a negative one, maybe just it's not necessarily hostile. Like I wasn't hostilely saying that I didn't want to, but I don't know. I guess in this kind of behavior, just declining at all could be seen as a little bit hostile instead of just like going, So not like our view of hostile right now, but that kind of seems like weirdly hostile that I wouldn't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
Hostile. And Hannah.
I think maybe I acted negatively as well. Well, so presumed to order, instruct, or make a demand of someone of a higher rank. I don't know if I technically did that with Caroline.
That's me a lot.
Not intended, did I? I didn't mean to.
No, that was Hannah doing it. That wasn't Claire.
Yeah, so I just couldn't keep myself out of the character for a second. Maybe I wouldn't say I ordered or instructed or demanded. I just kind of asked and was like, this could. So either I think neither or a negative tag, but I don't think I. Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, I guess you were asking quite a lot,
Yeah.
Caroline. So I'm happy to make that negative, and it gets you closer to a condition, which is always exciting.
I don't know which negative tag to take though. I don't think it. Ignorant maybe, or like
I think ignorant, maybe.
yeah. I think that's. I wouldn't say dirty or poor or stupid.
Dirty,
So
poor.
dirty.
I'll say yeah, ignorant. Cool.
Okay. So, final round before upkeep. It's one more epistolary round. So everyone can write a letter or two from either themselves or from a connection that they play. So, Hannah, is there anyone that you would like to write to as Clara, or as one of your connections?
I would like to write a letter from Clara to Theo. And I would like it to be like, I really appreciate it. Dear Theodosia, I very much appreciated the suggestions that you gave me the other day. I was wondering if we could discuss them more, or perhaps arrange a meeting with the more eligible ones, or an event of some sort. Let me know how you find this offer. And I hope I'm not being too presumptuous. All my love, Clara.
All right. So, Kat, is there
Oh, I
anything
should have
that
said,
Nessa...
dear Theodosia. Or to say the... Okay, yep.
I think, yeah, this is going to be dramatic. I think Nessa's going to write a letter to her father, and she's going to say, I'm sorry for leaving, but please know I'm safe. I've found new people. Kind of like she's found new friends. And I hope you do not worry. I'll be back if I can. And then send it off.
Okay. Lovely. Harley, any letters that you want to write?
So I think that Theodosia would be in the middle of writing a letter to Anna, which is their friend, and then would put it to the side because they would have been taking like a while to write it out, and they would have received the letter from Clara and decided to respond to that before finishing the letter to Anna. So I would like to write to Clara saying, Dearest Clara, I would be more than inclined to do so for you. I don't know if you're aware, but I am the host of many a party and the judge of many a man. So I will be organizing a party shortly, and you will be, of course, in attendance, as will the more suitable members of that list, and then the more entertaining ones. And then it would be like, regards, Theodosia.
Laurie, is there anything that any of your characters / connections want to write?
Yes, I think I'm gonna write a letter from Edwin, Clara's father, to Clara, and just going to my dearest Clara. I want you to know that I've heard the rumors, and I don't believe any of them. I know that you are a daughter of mine that would never do such a thing, and to not let these rumors worry you, and that I'm basically still rooting for you, and with all of my love, Father.
Thanks, Father.
Okay, so are there any other letters that anyone wants to write? Or remember, you can use a resolve token to have one written to you as well by someone of your choice.
Tokens. Oh no, you go, Kat.
Go ahead. I'm
No,
still
you go.
thinking
No,
mine.
go. Oh, you're still thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I would just Theo would just finish their letter to Anna, And it would just be like, "Dear Anna, I miss you terribly, and I wish that we could speak in a way that wasn't surrounded by the chatter of others. Father is leaving for several, however long enough to perhaps be able to stand me again. I am caught between aiding my father, who is close to me but nothing like me, and aiding Frasier, who is more distant to me than I would like, but we are terribly similar. I would much like to speak with you about the situation if I can. Also enclosed are some flowers that I have pressed. If you could identify them for me, I would be most indebted to you. Love, Theodosia." And then,
And anyone else?
I think Ness will also write a letter to Frasier and say, "I appreciated your visit. I was able to talk and get to know your sister a little bit more. And I understand that your family has a lot of responsibilities, and I'd love to chat about how you deal with that pressure." And just send it off.
Okay. And does anyone else want to write any letters at all? No?
I'm good.
Okay. Which means we go into our final phase, which is the upkeep phase. So now is your opportunity to use any remaining monologue tokens. You can give them to anyone and find out what they are thinking.
I've
That's me and
used
Hannah right
mine.
out.
Yeah.
So, Laurie and Kat, is there any character that you would like to know the inner monologues of?
So we can use them on anyone, even if they don't have monologue tokens available?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Can we tell them what to monologue on, or just...
Yeah, so you can say, I'd like to know your character's specific thoughts about this, and yeah.
Okay.
Although it does have to be someone who hasn't already monologued, so it can only
so
be...
you can only do each one.
Okay. And also the connections too. You can have the connections monologue as well, or no?
So these are just for the players.
Just
if you
for the
want,
actual players.
yeah.
Okay. Then I'm good.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good for now. I think I'm good.
Okay, so everyone can refresh their monologue tokens, and now is the final piece of the puzzle going forward as we establish everyone's inner conflicts. So basically, the way that inner conflicts work, it's just two very abstract words. So it might be love versus wealth. This is your inner conflict, and throughout the rest of the game, you are going to be pulled in two directions by this. And whenever we do a novel chapter, you are going to decide whether you acted more in favor of one than you did the other. So, Hannah, what do you think your inner conflict is at the moment?
Well, mine was actually going to be like love versus wealth, so...
Amazing!
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I don't know if I need to go more into it or...
No, that's
keep it
okay.
secret.
Just be abstract at the moment. And Kat.
I think I want to do maybe love versus family.
Okay, lovely. Love versus family. Lovely. And Harley.
I was thinking like desire versus dignity, but desire doesn't seem like the right word for it.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Suggestions welcome. It's just because like Theo does want to have the estate be fine and good and stuff. They just also have their own I want to be my own person.
So it's a duty versus
independence?
desire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I think I'll go with that. Yeah. So desire versus duty.
And Laurie.
I was thinking like wealth versus like friendship or like duty or something like that. I'm not really sure because she is clearly trying to get wealth,
Yeah.
but she is willing to throw people under the bus for it. So.
Oh, nice.
Icon. My God.
Yeah, wealth versus duty works as
Okay,
two. Yeah. So, essentially, as this will go on, we will slowly make our way towards resolving your inner conflicts over the course of the next 4 weeks. But in the meantime, with all of you met, all of you acquainted, all of you sort of in your own sphere of Habershire, this small rural town where these 4 unlikely individuals have met. You go back to your various estates, your various lodgings, and you take in all you've learnt about your new companions, all the rumours that have been spread, and in some cases, contending with the new additions to your lives, the very small, furry, and very, very excitable animals that you now have. But you settle yourselves down, ready for the next chapter, which will be next week. Same time.
Yee! I'm very excited.
I'm so excited. This is so messy already.
I know. I didn't think we'd get so into it so quick.
Oh my God.
Ah, thank you all so heckin' much for all the support today. We've had a bunch of follows. The Chaos Bar was filled with subs and gifted subs. So thank you so much for all of the support. It was madness. And I'm glad you all enjoyed it and we're getting in on the tea and the gossip. It was a great time. We'll do one last round of shouting ourselves out. So I am Louisiana or Hannah. You can find me literally everywhere on the internet under Louisiana, YouTube, TikTok, Fanhouse, Twitter, etc. All of them are Louisiana. I'm going to be playing, well, I put up a poll about what I was going to play next between Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, or Devil May Cry 4, and it keeps going to 50-50. Literally, every time I check it, it's either 0.5% or just 50-50. So I don't really know what I'm playing next. One of those two. So that'll be fun. That's me. Kat.
I'm Kat, or Cat Scratch. I'm a variety streamer. I am on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, all the things as Cat Scratch, KATSKRATCHH. I am currently playing through Resident Evil Village. I'm a big baby, but I'm trying my best. So I will be playing that tomorrow and continuing on our second day of Resident Evil Village. And yeah, I'm scared already.
Lori.
Yes, hello. Twitch.tv/Lori is where you can find me, and I'm playing Genshin Impact because that's all I play. That's a brain rot for me, is Genshin Impact. And yeah, you can talk waifus with me. You can talk, I like the lore too, but that's literally all I do. I'm Legend of Lori everywhere else. So on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Legend of Lori, and then my YouTube is Lori Genshin Impact Fangirl. I really like the game, clearly.
I love that.
Genshin Impact, I feel like you would really like.
I've heard a little something about it.
Holly.
Hello, I'm Holly, and I'm really good at finding the unmute button. I hope that you're doing great, everyone. Thank you all for some people in chat were being nice about my character, and that makes my little Grinch heart warm, because I'm always nervous about role-playing, even though I'm the co-founder of this channel.
You're doing great.
Anyway.
I love Theo.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Laurie. You stop. But yeah, I'm Holly. I'm Bread Witchery everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Fanhouse, Instagram, Twitch, to my misfortune. And I am also somebody who's doing a poll for what I'm playing next. I know Silent Hills 3 will be on the table, Birth by Sleep will be on the table, and I need to think of one other one to add to the poll, or maybe it'll be a poll of twos.
Don't do that. Yeah. From personal experience, 2 is a bad number for polls. I would just
or on Blue's Clues Festival Fate. But yeah, and I will be live later this week probably. But if you follow me on Twitter, I'll post updates there about when I'm gonna be live. So yeah, thank you all for joining us.
And our wonderful game master, Ed.
Hi, I'm Ed. You can find me on Twitter at Edward_Spence_. And I DM for a few things. Dungeon Manager, which is currently on extended hiatus, but also Cantrip Breakers, which is every Thursday at 6 p.m. BST. And I also act. I'm going to be shooting a film soon, which should be released by the end of the year.
Cool.
But once that's done, I can finally shave all of this. It's so warm. And I've recently been cast in production of Dr. Faustus, which will be in September. So if you find yourself near Peterborough Cathedral in the middle of September, it'll be lovely to see you there. But I'll be posting all about that probably at some point. Yay. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I was so nervous before doing this, but this has been an absolute delight. You are all amazing. I love you all so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I think we were all very nervous, and we did. It was such a good time. So thank you all as well, and thank you, chat. Yeah, we will see you 9 p.m. BST next week. Same time, same place. Same tea and scandal, I should hope.
Hopefully more,
of course.
So much more.
Thank you all for hanging out. Please go support all the players. Thank you so much for supporting us here, and we'll see you next week. Bye.